Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. We're going to make a project, a nice thank you card. I'm actually going to do something a little different and challenge myself. I saw this card in the annual catalog. Sorry, here we go. This card right here, and I thought that the colors were really pretty, and I thought I wanted to create it. However, I didn't actually get the stamp sets for this card, which is the Bordering Blooms stamp set, but I didn't get that, so I thought, how could I recreate this? And one of my favorite sets of the new catalog is the Flower Patch stamp set. Absolutely love that. So I figured, you know what? That's got the same image right there. It's a little different. This piece here in the middle actually is a little bit bigger than the one on the border stamp, but I figured, you know what, let's try it. So I'm going to challenge myself. So again, we're going to use this one, and then we're also going to use the Delightful Dozen, well, another staple stamp set that really can go for just about every occasion. So we're going to use the Thank You So Much. So the supplies you're going to need to make that card, obviously I showed you the stamp sets. We're going to use chocolate chip ink and Pool Party. We're also going to use, our card base is going to be, so it's going to be a little different. So our card base is going to be Pool Party. And that's just a standard size card cut at 5.5 by 4 1/4, and then scored, sorry, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 5 1/4. We're going to need 2 pieces of white paper, one for the inside, one for the outside for the stamping. Those are going to be cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Standard sizes for your matting. We're going to use some Pool Party Baker's twine, some glue dots, of course our adhesive, and we're also going to use the Stampin' Jig to make sure we stamp the sentiment as perfect as possible. Alright, so let's get started. Get this stuff moved over here. We'll start with our Pool Party ink and one of our card bases. Sorry, it's probably going to be odd in the camera frame here so that I can actually see what I'm doing. My head gets in the way, sorry. And you just try to line those up the best you can. Just run that all the way across. This is definitely more difficult than I thought. Oh, that one's a little off. You'll get the point. Again, just lining up the best you can. And there you've got that going all the way across. Okay, and then you're going to take the smaller image with your chocolate chip ink. We're going to line that up right in the middle. Again, the best that we can. It'll be a lot easier if you're doing this off camera and not trying to line this up between camera equipment. And that would be my dog playing with his little doggy toy. Never quiet in this house. Okay, so that's not perfect, but you know what? You get the idea. It'll work for this purpose. Put away our ink. This actually is going to go by pretty quickly. My son was so insistent on doing a video that I had to come up with something that I could do fairly quickly since this is my very first video. Back out to the chocolate chip ink. We're going to use the Stampin' Jig. And I don't know if you notice, I'm actually stamping on a piece of white paper. However, underneath, I've got this little mouse pad that I'm using for the photopolymer stamps. It makes it a little easier. It gives the stamp a little bit more cushion to get a really nice crisp image. So with the standard rubber stamps, though, you don't require the mouse pad. So I'm just going to do this on my Stampin' Jig. I want to kind of put this over to the side best I can. That looks pretty good. Line my Stampin' jig up. Make sure not to move anything. Slide that out. Come around here and down. Perfect. Okay, so that's that. And believe it or not, we're actually almost done. Put our inks away. Want those to dry up. And then we're going to take some Pool Party. Oh, I take that back. Before I put those away, I should have stamped the inside too. So let's go ahead and do that real quick before we forget. Okay. I guess it would be helpful if I didn't lose these clear stamps. Okay, you know what? We'll come back to that. Okay, so we'll continue on. We're going to use the Pool Party Baker's Twine. Okay, we're just going to wrap it around a couple times. Sorry, we actually, my battery died on the camera. Of course it did. So now we're back up. Anyway, so what we had left off, we're adding some Pool Party Baker's Twine. I'm just going to wrap it around about 3 times. And then I think what we'll do is we'll just add some snail on the back just to secure the ends. Actually, I probably should have done that first. So let's redo that. I'm just going to add a little strip of snail to catch the twine. Make things a little bit easier for myself. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And just kind of push that down into the adhesive. Cut that off. And then I am going to make it a little tight there and then spread these out on the other end. Sorry if I was off camera there. I just kind of like the way that that fans out. And then we're going to attempt to make a bow on camera. Got ink all over my fingers. And then just kind of pull your ends here to try and make a nice bow. Trim up the ends. Out of the way, and then use a glue dot. Now I'm actually going to, these are a little bit too big for the size of bow that I have, but so I'm going to roll it up, stick it right in the back, and then secure it right in here. Voila. Okay, and then we're going to attach this to, here's our card base. Again, just a standard size card. Pool Party. Of course, use your bone folder to crease your edges, of which I don't have handy. We're going to take some snail. Whenever I use ribbon or twine, I like to use a little extra adhesive just to make sure that it doesn't buckle up. So then just line that up, make sure it's even on all sides. So far so good. That's what we got. And now of course I did find the stamp that I needed. Go ahead and stamp the inside. And a rule of thumb when you're doing inside stamping, to do it before you attach it to your card, because you've just worked on this card. Stamp this. You just spent all this time making this great card, and then you stamp the inside and you smudge it, or you don't like the way that it looks, and you're out of luck. Or you have to add more paper. So I'm just going to add a little one here in the corner. I thought that that would add a nice little touch. And then get out our centerpiece and our chocolate chip ink. And we are almost done. Let's get that stamped right in the middle. Now, I don't know if you just noticed, I didn't actually put my mouse pad back under there, and I got, I think, in my opinion, a pretty good clear image. So I know a lot of people are not quite sure how to use the polymer stamps, but I think that they're pretty easy to use either way. And I haven't had any trouble using it with or without the mouse pad. Okay, so we're just going to get some snail and add this to the inside of the card, and we will be almost done. To take this one step further, you could actually then even stamp your envelope with the same to make it a nice coordinating card set. Very simple, easy peasy card. Here's the card. Here's our sample. And I think, actually, I don't know, it's your opinion or my opinion, I think they're pretty darn close. I'd be interested to see what you guys think. So, hope that you can leave a comment, hit the like button below, and I hope that you'll come back again. Thanks for stopping by.